everybody, and welcome to Mindful Mondays with Laura Cross, where we are here to provide holistic practices, resources, connections to help support your wellness journey. Now, if your wellness journey involves fitness, exercise, just to stay healthy or lose weight, whatever it is, most of us, we get so busy during the day, we feel like there's not even time, let alone get in your car and go to the gym. And if that is something that's been holding you back or a challenge, then you're going to love my guest today. My guest has been around the world. You may have seen her on TV, but she has trained Army, Air Force people, professional athletes, and she was one of the trainers for The Biggest Loser on the NBC TV show and helped her lose 120 pounds within that TV show. And it did not involve going to the gym. So without further ado, let me introduce to you Natalie Heckert. She is the founder of and creator. She's the inventor of the eFit system. And it's only 10 minutes, she's going to show you how you can improve your health in just 10 minutes. But Natalie, I know you didn't just jump out of bed and start and say, this is what you're going to do. So share with everybody kind of a little bit about your story and how you got to creating that.
Great to be here, Laura. This is so fun. We're kind of the excuse buster, and I'll tell you a little bit about my journey and how I started. And where I started from was a small town in Elmore, Minnesota, population about 800, and that's if you count probably the chicken and dogs as well. I was a very small town girl, had a great upbringing, and some crazy circumstances took me to running away at 18 years old. So I went from literally a no stoplight town. I cruised across country, but wait, stop, there's more. Without a cell phone, without GPS map, and without a place to live. Okay. So that shows some, I'm running away to find myself, to find my strong, because I was very weak and not happy with where life had taken me. And I thought, I'm going to just run away and start all over. But guess who you had to take with? I had to take me with. So across the country I go, and I did have to grow up really fast. I did find a place to stay in, trade for a twin bed in her living room. And I did cooking and cleaning and taking her to church. And finally, I got up enough, maybe sick and tired of that lifestyle. But I just said, I want more. Anyway, I auditioned with Universal Studios to be their fitness instructor there. And I landed it. Not without a lot of practice. I still kept my little twin bed in my little Nettie's living room. But that is how I got a start as a fitness instructor at Universal Studios in Studio City. Now, mind you, what do you think? If you're not feeling confident and full of self-esteem, you probably don't get it from Hollywood, right? Hollywood will give you the, hey, you're too short, you're too tall, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too light, you're too dark, you're too something. And that it was a great lesson for me to start finding my strong, to build myself up through not another diet, not another exercise, beat your brains out kind of a routine, which I did plenty of, beat your brains out. Hey, and Laura, you're going to probably get a kick out of that. It was from when, you remember we used, it was the leg warmer days. Warmer days. And then I always say, and then wearing thongs, but they weren't thongs on your feet or underneath your pants. But anyway, that is where I had my start. I slowly realized that if you're looking for external endorsement, you will never find it. You have to build your strong starting from within. And I broke that down to, and that's where I named my company called Nats, short for Natalie. N is nutrition. A is for activity. T is for training your brain, your positive thinking, getting that motivation. And S is for service. sometimes we need to get out of just thinking, oh, poor me, I can't do this, I can't do this, and versus getting involved in helping out others. And at that point, I was not training healthily. I was overtraining. And I would actually cry myself to sleep doing leg lifts, because you cannot teach fitness all day long. That's not healthy. And finally, and then it was the next diet and more abusive exercise. And finally I said, what, Natalie? What if you put as much time and energy to beating yourself up, and you'll never be perfect, to helping other people to be their best? It was easier for me to focus. And once I started training other people, and it was out of survival too, I started personal training at Universal Studios, because that was easier on a trainer's body than beating it up another class. So, it was a process of, I was taking my little 92-year-old lady for the twin bed to church a lot. So I did a lot of that, a lot of positive thinking. I had to retrain my brain, but you can't retrain your brain if your nutrition is out of whack. It's like teaching a drunk, okay? You can't teach a drunk. You got to sober up. So I had to just say, okay, I'm never going to diet again. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to eat how I would want my future daughter. I will never have a daughter, hopefully. If I continue to eat this way, I would not want to share the horrible habits that I had with anyone. But how I would want my best friends to see themselves, and to have them eat and exercise and talk to themselves like I would coach my best friends, is what I wanted to do for me. And it worked. You guys, I haven't dieted for approximately 30 years. And guess what? I lost the weight and I've kept it off. You don't see me go up and down, up and down. I have vowed not to abuse my body through exercise, where exercise is a gift to build your body up, not to beat you down. It's not a punishment. So retraining my brain, and I had the competitive athletic, and then we do have to push. But I work with professional athletes now. And guess what? We're training professional athletes smarter and smarter. It's not about the most pounds you can lift. It's not beating it up, and not that recovery time is so important. So that is really where I had ran away. And I took myself away from family, my parents, my friends, without GPS. I could have gotten in a lot of bad trouble. I was lucky that I turned out and found different avenues to save myself, because drugs and alcohol and other things could have gobbled me up in Los Angeles. I mean, I was a very small town girl. So I'm very thankful for that. And I at that point really dedicated my life to helping other people find their strong through their eating and their exercise. So an earthquake shook me back to Minnesota, and I finished my college degree here. And I mean, I've had just amazing things not handed to me. I've opened myself up to allow really phenomenal opportunities to come in. So, okay, that takes us to the Shake Back in Minnesota. And that's where I really started.
Well, I just want to say too, you hit on a very good point that I think a lot of people struggle with, because I remember those days of trying to be, and fit and tone and losing the weight. And like you said, and I can only imagine for a physical fitness person, because when we do it in the gym and you overdo it, you can't even move the next day. And then that just makes you not even want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I was not listening to my body. Sometimes as a professional athlete, you push through the pain and some, discomfort, but pain is a pain. And when you do leg lifts, when you go to sleep and are crying because your body hurts so bad, and tomorrow you got to wake up and pound it for 6 hours again, and wake up and do it again and again, and do it with a smile, do it with energy, and you're crying, it hurts. So never let them see you cry. So that's not what exercise is intended to do. And I think a lot of people associate fitness with pain and a punishment versus it's a gift. We're building, we're giving you the energy. It should be giving you energy and health and vitality and that feel good, burning off the negative stress endorphins so you can focus in your career or with your kids, your family, your spouse, or whatever business that you want to be your optimal best of. So I had to train out of that. Would I be the trainer I am today or the business entrepreneur today if I wouldn't have been a runaway and have been beat up a few times? No, but that's, if I can hopefully through my story and my struggles, share with people, please don't follow what I did. Take the shortcut, start where I'm at now.
Exactly.
Yes. So then then after Minnesota, I started a health and fitness specialist degree. It was the first in Minnesota, an accredited program, because I wanted more people, helping more people, because I felt so good. Everybody deserves to feel so good. And so many people are running around so unconscious that they don't even know how good they optimally can feel. So if we can get them out from being drunk, and that drunk can be on food, drunk can be from fitness, drunk can be, people are drunk and just drowning in negativity, and that we have a choice to stop, but to start. And really a lot of my teaching is the 10-minute increments. Well, to start and get people going from dealing and training now. Fast forward, I've worked with people 15, 20 years listening. What do you think people were saying as why they couldn't be the best business person they could be? Why couldn't they be the best mom? Why couldn't they have the body of their dreams? What do you think they were saying? Did you have any excuses, Laura?
Most people that I know of and myself, it's like, yeah, you already feel like you don't have enough time in the day to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And you got this, and that on your plate. So how are you going to make time for that? Because if you're getting in a car, you're driving to a gym, then you do the workout, then you got to clean up, then you got to drive. I mean, it is a mass amount of time. And if you already feel like you don't have enough time in the day,
exactly.
Yeah, that just goes on the back burner.
Yes. And that, my friend, is what I had listened to for approximately 20 years. And it is, the number one is short on time, short on time. And after listening to that for so long, I had got an idea. It sparked from a gift that a client gave me. And some of you kind of laugh about that. Yeah, it was a fish cutting board that a client gave to me. But my brain, an engineer, mechanical from my upbringing, was like, oh my gosh, I could convert that if I put tubes on the front and the back, because everybody's short on time, including myself. But I want to look like I been to the gym, but I just don't have time to go to the gym. So I played around with this fish cutting board, placing tubing on it. And hence came the birth of Club eFit. It has had different evolutions of the product, but having tubing attached to a platform makes it safe. It makes it smart. And most importantly, time saving. You can work your arms and your legs and your core simultaneously. So saving you time, delivering more fitness in less time. And I did it and I love the product. That's the only product I've used. I haven't been back into the gym unless it's carrying my own portable gym in, because here's the scoop. I beat my body up enough from years of beating it up that I really have to be cautious and smart that I will not beat my body up. It's a gift. So I really, with the system is what I choose to use, because it is just the effective, safe way to train. And then I started getting it out into the public through fitness expos, SCW circuit, where I would train trainers out in the United States. I trained in Brazil, and the feedback fuels me. where the people were getting the results. They were losing the weight. They felt great. You mean I don't have to beat my body up and starve myself? Absolutely not. That's what we fight against is I want you to train effective and eat, be your best. So yeah, from The Biggest Loser, I was scouted for that show to help Tracy lose the weight, but she had just had a heat stroke. So again, bringing in a smart, effective tool to help her lose over 120 pounds while on the show, high intensity stakes, meaning she wanted to win the $1 million right on the show, but she couldn't pound it. We started with her placing the platform underneath her chair with attached resistance. So I tell you again and again, I work with morbidly obese people, and to start with the multiple muscle activation cranks up the metabolism. It's a gift. It's not a punishment. So I get fired up because I've worked with thousands of people now and thousands of success stories. And I know you and everyone else, if you use it, and if you don't have 10 minutes, then I have a psychiatrist that I work with that I can give you her number, because if you don't have 10 minutes for your fitness, you're way out of balance. You need some psychological help, which is cool to do too, doing a combination. But to educate yourself that fitness, 10 minutes will give you so much more effective time in your day, such more joy and energy. And once you get into that habit, it's like, wow, I get it now. I feel so much better. So 10 minutes is a gift of a whole bunch of healthy, happy, lean, and strong time, right?
Yeah. And one of the fascinating things that I think is that you don't even have to be 100%. You work with people that are recovering from surgery, that are in wheelchairs, or maybe they're stuck in a bed, but you can still exercise with your platform.
Absolutely. I just started a sweet gentleman a few weeks ago. He was 600 pounds. But first of all, we had to get him into having hope and belief. And there are tools that can help you. We have to get your zest for living in that hope and the belief that you can turn it around. I don't care if you're 600 pounds, wherever you are at, start where you're at, love the skin that you're in, and let's build it up. Build it up. Start with 10 minutes of without resistance. Let's just get moving. And here's a fun story. My 600-pound man, we're making a fun documentary too. He has to have assistant to roll over. He gets a left side half a day, right side the other day, and you have to be full on assistance to go. So he is not even strong enough when I started to roll in bed. But wait, I have to share this. He sat up 2 weeks ago for the first time in bed. That is huge.
Amazing.
He will with resistance. He couldn't get up to walk. You have to start reactivating your muscles in bed. So don't give me an excuse. I've worked with, somebody can't even flip over in bed. I've worked with patients coming back from post-COVID to heart, to car accidents, to a variety. But again, that hope and the belief, and then utilizing the tools. And that is the EFIT can go right in the hospital bed. It can grow with you, grow you down. But meaning as you level up, you start at that entry level, and then you can move up to whatever level we can take your body at. And on the flip side, I have the elite of the elite athletes, and I may work with them. Last week I worked with a professional football player, and the next day with my 600-pound person. But you know what? They're both have to have that hope and the dream. I want to be a professional football player and starting, and I want to keep healthy, versus a 600-pound person. I want to get down so I can get out of this flipping bed. Guess what? They both have to grind it, but smart, not abusing the body. You don't tell a 600-pound dude to get out of bed and start running. Like, hello. And you can't constantly grind that professional athlete, that recovery time, and they're seeing it, that accelerated recovery and smart fitness is really as science has taken on here, it's really been a fun experience. But whether you're pro or you're morbidly obese, we all have to work at it. No one gets a kitchen pass.
No, absolutely.
No.
And I know we have a lot more to cover because I know we're going to share the system with you, what it looks like, the things that we have that Natalie has to offer. And she has a special code for you, but we do need to take a quick break from our sponsors and we will be right back.
Excellent.
Eva Black-Occurrence here, and I am the host of One Punch Superstars, where we meet real people who chose to fight for their hopes and their dreams and become the champions of their destiny. You can find us on Achieve TV every Tuesday and Wednesday at noon Mountain Standard Time, right here on E360 TV.
The Club eFit Home Portable Gym System is a groundbreaking new system that can help everyone at any fitness level. You can be the happy, fit person you always wanted to be, and Club eFit can make that happen by helping you get the body you deserve in the time you can spare. With workouts ranging from cardio, core, to total body toning, it's easy to get started. Start taking care of you today. To make the change, go to clubefit.com now.
And we are back. And as you can see, that is a very portable platform. And Natalie, I know you've been all over. You've even been shown as on Oprah's as the next best invention, which is an awesome accomplishment. I know you've been over all over the world. So yes, please share with everybody how portable that is, because I know you have great stories. I've seen you do your videos. If anyone's ever seen her, I love her. She's in the middle of the airport and whoop, she's going. We're at conference. And we were at a business conference one time. We were out there doing our exercises. Next thing we know, we got people behind us following the movements and joining in. And they're like, I need one of those. So it's really fun. You could take it and, like I said, work out those kinks from the traveling and everything. So yeah, share with them some more about how you design that so it's easy and how they can do that.
Well, exactly. It is fun and everybody needs one, because everybody deserves to feel happy, healthy, lean, and strong. And it's a tool that will do that. It's just so simple. So yeah, this is the portable gym. And I just got back from Denver and I carried this platform right with me through security. There's no additional fee. Take the tubing off the board, put it in your carry-on. And I would never leave home without my gym. So that is a great feature, that it is very portable. Like you said, anybody, anytime, any place. Really, if you ever have stress, that's when we need it the most, is get it out and use it. So if you can see, this is the ankle cup here. And then on the porthole here, you can attach your upper body. And then when I'm seated, I just take the tubing down to a lower resistance groove. So that makes the resistance shorter, so you can sit, you can lay, you can stand, whatever kind of a routine that you would like to do. And then, like Laura was saying, every day you get a new 10-minute routine. And it just shows anybody, anytime, any place, but where you can start at the level and location and have fun, but the level that you want to train at. I always teach in level 1 is beginner, level 2, level 3 is very advanced. But you have a trainer that can help coach you to modify, so you're treating your body right and building it up and getting all those awesome benefits without, like you said, beating it up. So again, you can take it anywhere. You've seen me outside with it, hardwood floors, basketball teams, soccer teams. I've had my largest number has been 80 at a time in Mobile, Alabama, outside in the grass. So every athlete has their own portable gym. And I personally just got off of a eFit America tour where I've traveled the United States. Laura, we stopped by, and where did we train? We trained in your backyard, right?
Yes, we did.
And, or if we're at conference in our business attire. Business people, by all means, and I'm a speaker and a business person as well, is you better be taking care of your body, because if your health is gone, you're not going to have wealth. Your wealth is going to go back to then bringing you back out of the hospital and fighting from in a hole versus, gosh, I want to be the best business woman or man I can be. Yeah, you better be building your system up strong. If you're presenting and you feel the butterflies coming, you have a lot of stress. Are you going to just sit with that? Oh, wait, we're going to eat it down, stuff it down? No, burn it off, release those positive, strong endorphins and burn off the stress. And that is as little as 10 minutes. And when you have the upper body, and people say, oh, I have bands. Yes, that's where the invention came from. Bands are amazing, right? But bands by themselves, you can only work one muscle group at a time. You're usually working your arms, and then people don't do it because it's not safe. They wrap them around a door or around a leg of a chair. And I don't know if prior to my invention, I've been snapped by a few bands. It's just not safe. But more so than that is the platform gives the effectiveness of being able to do multitasking, your arms and your legs, what's in the middle of your arms and your legs? Your core. That's what it takes. It's in the platform and attaching these tubing. And so if you have all the time in the day to toots around, go for it. But I rather just spend 10 minutes and equate it calorically and function-wise to 30 minutes. So isn't that kind of smart when you're looking for return on your investment, whether you're a business owner or a club owner or for your own personal health? Your return on investment is sky high. I'll compete with anyone on your return on investment. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, it's portable. So you're not spending the gas to go to a gym. You're not paying for, to belong to a club where half the time you don't even go there. This is all right in your own home. So it saves you on time, saves you on gas, easy to go. And if anyone's been to those business conferences or you do long road trips, maybe you're truck driving, you're constantly sitting and you're going, there's only so much you can do. And you start to get locked up. And I remember when I had asked Natalie at conference, because she asked, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, my back and everything was just killing me from just sitting in these chairs. She goes, got your platform? She goes, let's go do this. And so she gave me some exercises to specifically release those areas. And I think that's another great thing about your system is that you take a lot of time and energy to work personally with people. If they just reach out to you and tell you what they're struggling with, you can customize stuff for them.
Yes, and I love that. Thanks for bringing that up, Laura, is that we have the virtual club eFit crew. So if you would like that virtual club, I have Zoom classes Monday through Thursday from 8 to 8:30. Everyone is welcome. I teach Monday through Thursday. You can join and we can look at each other and get that extra additional coaching. Or if you can't do that, all of these half-hour classes go up into on-demand with a very small monthly fee. Also, you also get that accountability and motivation from I have an online Facebook Train with Natalie, a private group. You have to be a paid member to be in there. And you can utilize that or go back and look at the archive material. But every day I try to post you, I'm like, where's Waldo? Where's Nat at now with her EFIT? You never know where I'm going to show up with it. It could be an Alaska cruise. I know I'm going
on
to
the front of the boat, on the bridge in New Jersey. You name it, she's there.
Yeah, Hoover Dam. I'm going to Greece, Italy, and Rome coming up in September. But I try to take my clients, my crew, become my family, my friends, to motivate you to keep dreaming and to have the body of your dreams so you can do what you want to do with the body that's going to take you there. So many people don't have the energy and have lost that priority of their health until they're like in the hospital and they're like, oh, but now you have so much farther. If we just prevent is key. And as little as, come on, 10 minutes a day to return on investment, give you 30. So our online crew, and then I have other master trainers, other key pro trainers that can help you as well. But I pride myself on not being a piece of equipment that you purchase. And who designed that? Who made it? You know who invented it. You know whose face and body and love, sweat, and tears is behind it. And I'm very, very passionate about aligning the right people to help you. And I want to be that person, that is the trainer that is going to see, if you want to. It's sometimes it's that excuse. You'd like to, oh, I bought it and then I couldn't get a hold of her. Yeah. Nope. I do a daily post, so I'm in front of your face every day. If you don't see the post, then you should be asking. Or you have thousands of on-demand content from 10 minutes to 1 hour, from sit, stand, lay, like we said, from the bridges of New Jersey to the
front of your boat.
Yeah,
which is impressive because a wave comes up. I'm like, that kind of would have been funny. She stayed on.
You just never know. I think, I try to make it fun. Come on, fun. Fitness and being your best. It's all about fun. I hope everybody thinks it's, if you know me, I like to have fun. I like to have laughs, but it is a total rush for me to see people living how they deserve to be living in the body that they deserve to have. You can't, and sometimes people say, well, that was very mean of you to say deserve to have. Well, let's back it up. If you want to be a doctor, you have to study. You have to go to school. You're going to have to grind it, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to have the body of your dreams, you're going to have to work at it. And I'm giving you a tool that's going to help you work at it smartly, effectively. But if you think you don't have to do any exercise and that was only for Barbie or someone like that, and I shouldn't bring up Barbie right now because that's kind of a hot subject with me.
I saw that post too.
Well, I'm all for empowering Barbies at all sizes and shapes. And I'm all about Barbies. A strong Barbie should empower the Kens in her life as well. Strong women create strong men. But strong Barbie, I always say, watch out, I'll turn into G.I. Jane in a half a second here. Barbie has a brain and she's awesome in all sizes and shapes. But are we taking your body and your brains to the optimal level that you can take your body and your brains? I don't think any of us function at our optimal best, but we have to make it a priority and work on it. And if there's a tool, if you can have a tutor, you want to become a doctor, you get all the study help and tutors that you can get your paws on. You just have to. Well, why would that be any different than running your weight in your fitness, your health business? And I work with a lot of not only elite professional athletes, but elite professional business people. They know to take their business. And I've worked with Inc. 500 companies and some very top shelf business people. You better keep your body built up, your body and your stress down. There's no way you're going to stay at the top of your game and maybe give back to the world what you want to give back. If you don't have your health, you have, yeah. Now you're going to be in the needy category. Okay.
That's why we talk about being mindful, self-care, because the body is all one thing. It's not enough that you just know in your head what to do and you run yourself in the ground. If you don't treat and take care of everything as a whole, eventually you're going to burn out, or you're going to fizzle, or you're going to crash at some point in time. And then you're going to have to work twice as hard to get back to where you were.
Exactly. So making it simple, making it fun, making it doable, then do it. If you're not doing it, oh, I know I have this, that, the other. Well, I can tell by looking at you in 10 seconds exactly what y'all been doing. I can grab your arm and tell your body fat. I can grab your thigh and tell you your body fat. You put on your bikini and jump around, I can tell you your body fat and what you've been doing. Now, mind you, how I coach is, I don't care if you weigh that 600, 500 pounds. If that's where your body is designed by eating healthy and exercising healthy and thinking healthy, then that's awesome. Be the most confident 500-pound person that you can be, energetic and whole. So, yeah. So it's building and being the best you can be, but becoming conscious. And some people like to not be conscious because they really don't want to work on it. They'd rather blame. And that brings me, have we talked about this, little guy?
We were just going to get into that, because I was going to say, she may sound harsh, but she's really not, because she does these challenges. And even if you miss a day, she's like, well, that's okay. Just make it up the next day or do this. And I don't care what you tell her. We all have reasons. They're legit, but she will tell you to ditch the excuses, which is why she wrote this beautiful book, Find Your Strong. And let me tell you, it reminds you plenty of times in there to ditch the excuses. But yes.
Ditch the excuses and find the strong in you. Every single person has it in you. And yeah, I do sometimes give the tough love, but my ultimate goal is to get you to love you and to take care of you. So you need to stop all those excuses. Are they real? Well, we had a ball of fun every day. And the bigger you are, not meaning bigger, the more successful you are, I think, or the larger your goals, the larger your excuses are going to come in. You're going to have some big excuses. But to realize and to be consciously aware, yeah, that is true. I was short on time. I was short on space. I did not feel at my best. I have jet lag. But these are just some ones off of my tongue today. And Laura said, hey, didn't you write a book? You have to continually practice. If you deal with technology, you just have to always persevere. I always say PPP. You have to have that passion. You have to have the persistence, PP. Then you get the payoff. You can't get it out of that order. If you think everybody becomes successful without having a little passion and persistence and push and grind and beat up. But yeah, I always tell my clients, I will never give up on you, because I know I can see I can see people's potential. It's and I try to get you out of your own way. Mm-hmm. So finding the excuses, whether, just kind of coming down to my 4 pillars of the nutrition. And if you mess up, and what does messing up mean? Well, Natalie, I saw you in the Dairy Queen line. Absolutely. If I can't have Dairy Queen, and I'm not endorsing Dairy Queen, but if you can't have a favorite splurge and eat what you want to eat and just not look like you've been eating it for a lot, isn't that kind of the excuse? To eat and to live guilt-free? That's what I did 30 years ago. I do not have guilt for what I eat. If I'm going to have, but they're a sometimes food. They're not mainstay. So if you're eating ice cream every day, no, that's your diet right there. That's your mainstay diet. But if it's on occasion, there's nothing you can't have on occasion that you can't look like and feel at your optimal best. And that's where we teach how to balance, work it in. And exercise, where's your balance? You don't have to do, a triathlon. You don't have to go to the club. Oh, I've been getting up at 4 a.m. and I've been training 3 hours a day. Well, I would never get up that early and I'd never train that long because I've been there, done that. It's abusive. Find the health. So finding those excuses, and then getting out of, and going back to another couple more P's. Progress, not perfection. Your business is never going to be perfect. You'll never have the perfect book that's going to go out. I will never have the perfect speech. I'll always go back and you can fix it and find flaws. You'll always find flaws in you in this. But that's very negative thinking versus, you know what, someone maybe I spoke to just that one person. If I saved that one person's life, that's great. That's what I was supposed to say today. And if I waited to be perfect to launch a business, to launch a product, you will never launch it, because perfection is going to change tomorrow. Everybody's going to be at your heels. So you just have
to. It stalls you out. Trying to be perfect just stalls you out.
It just gives you that chokehold, right? And to just go with faith, hope, and belief versus fear. If just like me taking off to Los Angeles at 18 years old, I'd never even driven in the Twin Cities. I had to get over my fear. I went with a lot of faith. And was it easy? Was it easy to invent a product? Do you think I come up with obstacles being a manufacturer, being the marketer, being a trainer, to writing a book, to giving a speech? And then you have to, I want to look at my optimal best, but not to be falling into, not the right nails, not the right hair. That's so external. The inside beauty needs to shine. Yes, go ahead and do all the external fluffy things, drive the fancy car, have the fancy house, whatever. But that will never give you that internal. That has to come from here. You need to be, stripped down, no fluff. It's just a real you. You have to find that. And that comes through work, learning how to find that strong in you and to have that goal, that dream. I was amazed when I was working with my 600-pound client who's now dropped well over 100 pounds as sitting up. He didn't have a goal. He'd lost his goal. He'd lost his vision. And my goals are going to be way different than your goals. But guess what? Only you can have your goals. And you make a difference. I know, even if it's just one person, and it could be as simple as just smiling at one person, an expectation of nothing back. That is a deal too, is we're trying to help without expectations back. And if it helps, makes you feel good, then do it. But I'll guarantee, the platform fitness, I can guarantee, and I do have a 30-day, hey, try it. You don't love it, send it back. I don't want you to have it because I don't want to be that excuse because I don't buy it.
Yeah, the QR code we have on here will take you to her Club eFit website.
Awesome.
And you can see everything that Natalie has to offer. And if you put in the White Sands 20, it will save you $20 on that. But it is a fantastic system. And you're right, because I know you run those challenges and stuff where we're doing a challenge. And I will admit, I need to restart mine. I made 37 days in a row. And it's like, then I got busy. I know. Yep. They're excuses.
But then you just start. You start at your 37 days and then keep going. Let's get you to 100 so you get that 100 days strong shirt. Because, consecutive, wow, that would be awesome. But I don't want that to be the excuse. I want you, I did 37 days.
I was going to restart at day one, but okay.
Don't go back to day one. You start at 38 now. Yeah, or 37. You start there and then keep going. Let's see if you can get another streak going. If you miss a day or two, really pulling away the excuse. No, I didn't do it perfect. I'm going to quit. Yeah, no, that's old school thinking.
Oh,
You
and you
start,
really feel the difference too. I mean, when
and
you
you feel
do it,
the
you actually have I'm like you, I prefer to do mine in the morning. If I try to do it in the after in the evening, I'm just done for the day. But in the morning, it gives me that extra energy and boost.
yes.
And if I go a day or two and stuff without doing it, I will feel different and my day goes differently than if I had started it with it. So it makes
It
a
may,
huge difference.
yes, it just makes a huge difference. It's like making your bed in the morning, it's just a positive start. You kind of organize, it just helps. And that's what I find. If I get I do the EFIT, every day, 10 minutes, and it might be just a stretch and relax, recover, and get my brain on, my head on right. It's like I said before, I do not want you beating yourself up. And some of my clients, yes, we have to go back to not even using the resistance or starting without the resistance to build it up to use the resistance. But oh my goodness, I can tell if I ever, and it's very seldom, but on occasion, I'll miss and I think, oh, I'm going to do it later. And I walk around left footed all day until I finally, I got to EFIT. I know it just, screws my head on straight. And I see that with my clients, and I have thousands of clients, thousands of people using it and giving me the feedback or showing me, those before and after pictures. And what floors them, I'll say 10 minutes. 10 minutes really has changed my life. So that's been so fun.
Yeah, and we'll put the QR code back up for you to order her book if you'd like to. It is a wonderful book. I got it myself and read through it, and it's inspirational, it's motivational, and I love it. And obviously, you can tell by her story, she had to have gone through a lot, and she definitely has found her strong. And as you see behind her, she's happy, healthy, lean, and
Up this
and
way.
strong.
Yeah, happy, healthy. This side. That's the other
Yeah.
side. The happy, healthy, lean, and strong. And that's the goal. Are you really happy? Are you healthy? What are your excuses? What is keeping you from living the life of your dreams? Don't buy into that excuse. Learn how to ditch it, build yourself up strong. And it starts, start building that muscle. You can't be strong without building your muscles up, building your brain up, building your nutrition up. So, really, I try to practice what I preach and I try to inspire people. It has not been easy for me. And I hope, and as my goals continue to go, I have big obstacles, but I have to reread some of my own words, and then people always bring them up. Well, now you kind of said that, and it's like, yep, I did. Yeah, so you have to continue working. I don't get a kitchen pass. I don't get to just fluff around and not exercise and get watching negative books or negative news or negative. I really watch what I put into my mind and what I put into my body and how I build my body up through smart, gifted exercise, not abuse. And it's finding what works for you. So this has been so fun.
It is. And we've got just a few more minutes left before we have to go. So I
Yes.
wanted to ask you, I know you've been to Brazil, you've been all over, you've worked with all kinds of people. What is one of your funnest or funniest stories or experiences that you've had in all this time that you'd want to share?
Oh, probably, what was really fun, funny experiences. Yeah. There's always funnies. Yeah. Probably when I was teaching in Brazil, oh, they were just so sweet and the classes were full and they just loved, I do not speak Portuguese. Um, and so I thought as a fitness instructor, I would clap and give different hand gestures. And I was told, Natalie, don't do this one. I won't even do it. Don't do, different language, different hand gestures are different sign languages in different countries. So this is a universal safe one. Smile. Laugh.
Yeah, I remember learning about that one time. You have to check into the cultures and stuff you're in because something we do for ours can be totally different in somewhere else, and you could
Yes.
actually be very offensive and wind up offending people instead.
Yes. So yeah,
Which I know is the last thing that is ever on your mind because that is that is not the
yes,
type
I'm
of
all
person you
about
are.
building people up. I would never want to hurt or offend anyone. I try to motivate, and sometimes I come circling around to try to motivate, to really dig it in. It's like, really, you're going to try that excuse? Okay, I've been a trainer for almost 30 years. Or I've tried to say it to myself. I mean, yeah, I've battled weight. I've battled both high end and low end. I know I've battled too much exercise, too little exercise. I've had to work, and you continue to get out of that perfection mode of never being good enough, but never being smart enough, never being strong enough. But you have to continually work on building your brain, building your motivation, building your faith and your strength up. So yeah, like I said before, no one gets a kitchen pass, and my next goals are even loftier than what I've already done. This last week, I've had four big opportunities. And it's, again, I have to keep myself strong because I want to serve more people. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, lean, and strong. And that's my goal. But I know I have to stay healthy to serve and to keep a sizable business up and going, and having other people working for me and with me and around me, let alone my awesome Club IFIA crew members. So yeah, they see me in the morning. You don't see makeup and fluffy hair. We sweat. Yes, we sweat in Eden Prairie. It was almost 100 degrees out, and I did it outside live. And I was just sweating. So,
well, and let me say, and she'll lovingly call you out, because when she did come through Missouri to do that, it was 80 something and it's humid down here. And she's talking about how she's sweating. I'm like, I am not seeing one bead of sweat on this woman, but we're outside doing it. And I was just getting started back into it. So I was sticking with the 10-minute routine. And here she is doing the 30-minute. I was going to do this with you. Like, that's a 30-minute. She goes, up. Laura's throwing out the excuses now. And in front of her live group, she goes, you can demonstrate the low impact. So I'm like, okay. And you know what? That 30 minutes went just fine. I didn't regret it. I felt pretty proud of myself when I had finished. So,
well, and you should have, because I think that's the way we teach and coach. Start where you are at. Modify and adjust. Start easy, then progress. Again, progress, not perfection, progress. We're all going to have obstacles that come up. And if you haven't never had an obstacle, I'll just clue you in, you're going to have obstacles. So you have to learn how to modify and adjust, and not suck into the excuse and, oh, I can't, poor me. Well, poor nothing, figure it out.
Yeah, and celebrate that you started or that you did something. If you can't do a full exercise the same way and you have to modify it, don't beat yourself up because you can't do that. Just at least celebrate and say, hey, at least I'm doing it.
Absolutely. Celebrate those little steps, because the more you focus on the positive, guess what? The more positive you get. If you focus on the negative, the more negative you'll get. So absolutely celebrate your beauty, whatever size, shape you're in today, and just say, I just want to be the best I can be. And wherever that is just perfect. Yes, absolutely. Celebrate and love your skin that you're in today. And just recapping, are you eating like you love yourself? Meaning powerful foods majority of the time. A, are you exercising like you love yourself? Exercise as a gift and not abuse. T, are you training your mind? You can train your brain to look at optimistic, and to see the good in yourself and in others. We have to, it's an art. We have to work at training to be optimistic. Anybody can look and say, oh, they didn't do this, they didn't. You know what? Look the other way. Let's look for the positive. If you want to see shiz, you will find shiz all day long. If you want to see positive, train your brain, make it happen. And and that's why I do what I do, is to service other people. Be the helper, be the positive energy spark in your community or your home, or just going down the grocery aisle. Smile, get out of someone's way, or do a random act of kindness and see how that changes. And it puts it in perspective. I'll give you, do we have time for one last story?
We're out of time today. We
okay.
Really are.
Well, guess what? We have stories, we have success.
Yep.
So
We are out of time, but
awesome. Thank you so much for having me on here, and to be continued. Hope to see you online.
yep. Thank
Love
you,
you,
everybody. And make sure to reach out to Natalie. As you can see, she's passionate. If that is something that is in your wellness journey, definitely reach out and contact her. But that's all we have for you today. And we will see you next week. Thanks you.
Thank you.